Hey everybody, Tuesday night, and everything is still ladders. Everything will always be ladders. But love reading chat while we're getting ready. It's always so good. Hey, Tuesday, Folkwise Live. I'm Dom. Daisy is there. Daisy?
I am.
Daisy's
I am
there.
here.
Oh.
I'm here. Oh my God.
Life is ladders. No, that is right. Life is really ladders. Hey, so we are we are taking an out of bounds trip to Folklore Town today. Cue the old rock and roll music. Car noise. Hey everybody, welcome on down to Folkwise Town. We're going out of bounds Folkwise Town in today's episode of Hades Hot Takes and Hype House. Basically what that means is,
why do you sound exactly like Steve-O when you did that impression?
That's not even, oh my god, can you imagine a Steve-O food show? It would be so good.
Was it? Yeah.
Hey, I'm Steve-O, and we're gonna eat some food launched out of a cannon.
Just a bunch of live goldfish.
So we're doing first half of the show. We're doing Hades and hot takes, and that is I'm gonna be playing Hades, and various members of the Folkwise team are gonna hop on and give you their scorching hot, zesty take-arinos. Just fun convo in the background.
Yeah, they're hot takes that we've been harboring, and we need an audience to share them with. I guess.
Very true. Very true.
A range of topics. Nothing is off the table. If you want to have us do a speed round of hot takes, we have the hot take master coming in at about 9:30.
Ooh, that's true. Let's get into some Hades. All right.
Yeah, time for hot takes.
Talk about these hot takes.
So I've got the first hot take, I think, here. And my hot take is on Billie Eilish, who is a singer that I love very, very much. And I'm sure that the chat has lots of love for Billie. So this isn't really a hot take on Billie Eilish as much as it is about like women in pop culture, maybe. Particularly singers, songwriters. And so basically the internet was broken for a second time. When Billie Eilish debuted her wonderful new beautiful looks with a Vogue spread.
Yeah.
Right? We all know the images that I'm talking about. Gorgeous, love the look. I think it's awesome. Blonde Billie is fucking cool. Her new song is fire.
Thank you.
I love the video. I watched the live version of it today. I'll post that in the chat for those who are interested in it. But Billie Eilish is great. My hot take is that I don't like that women in the music industry, like the big pop music industry, have to reinvent themselves specifically through their body. Like they can't reinvent themselves by trying a new artistic style. It's always specifically like about how they present their body to the world. And I'm just kind of tired of it. And, it's not shade on Billie in any way. I think that this is just the culture we live in, but like new or like reinventing somebody's self has to specifically be about how they look and how their body is presented to the world. And I just feel like that's a kind of a tired trope, and I don't like it. That's my hot take. Bubbly like soda, if you're in the chat, chime in. Yeah, that's my hot take.
100% agree, Daisy.
I just think it's tired, especially I feel like people are pushing her to do this, a little bit too, maybe. I don't know. I feel like that's probably going a little far. Yeah, she's 19. Like, the fact that she has to even reinvent herself is ridiculous. I just posted her video for Your Power, which is her new song, in the chat. Yeah, reinvention can be anything. Like, I don't know, like, or like, does she need to be reinvented yet? Like,
I hadn't even invented myself by then.
I know, like, she's like a fucking kid. Like, it just seems a little like, I guess she needs to reinvent herself. I get wanting to take a different or like a more adult style or whatever musically, but I just feel like the centralization of her art on her body is just something that every female pop artist has to do, and it's like a trope because they have to do it, even if there's a demonstration of like ownership over their body with it, but it's still like not. It's not like well analyzed by the public. I guess maybe. I don't know. That's my hot take.
Do you think? I mean, I feel like I've noticed sometimes with artists, they will have a new aesthetic as they release a new album. That sometimes will have a different aesthetic. Do you think it's connected?
Wait,
to
hold on,
that,
hold on. Can I say
or-
something? Can I say something first? Can I say something first?
Yes.
Hi, is that Shirley? Because you didn't do a show and tell, and I just don't want you to be a ghost.
Yeah.
Oh, hi. No, I'm actually the ghost that lives in Dom's apartment.
Oh my god.
I'm just.
Oh my god. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Here is.
Yeah, it's me, Shirley. Hello, who has recently changed their hair color. So
Oh,
this
which
is a
means
fun
yeah,
topic.
you're blonde too. Which means hold on. Can you appear on camera real quick?
I cleaned my room for this, so sure.
Okay, cool. You are now blonder than Daisy, and I cannot deal with this information. It looks great.
very
It
good.
looks great. Way to replace
Thank
Daisy.
you.
I actually bought toner this time. I bleached my hair,
Ooh.
so it helped.
Nice.
Cool.
Love it.
Hey,
Okay.
Shirley will be on later with Anna when we do Sims.
Yes. I've got a good comparison to this
Yes.
pop culture thing. So, this the first artist that popped into my head who doesn't have to do this, Beck. Okay.
Yeah.
Beck in like the '90s has this like interesting blending of hip hop rock kind of thing, but it's totally his own style.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Later on, what's it called? Colors? Is it just called Colors? His album that won like the best album of the year, or the Grammys the year it was released. I'm pretty sure it's called Colors.
What about
Yeah.
it? Colors? Is that what it's called?
a totally different. It's a totally it is called Colors. I was just double checking. It's totally different style than, or maybe not totally different, but it is Beck, but a different direction and feel. And excuse me, it's not called Colors. It's Sea Change. Thank you. Colors is a song on the album. Sea Change, right? It's like his big breakup album.
Uh-huh.
That song got best album, or that album got best album of the year on the Grammys, and like. It's a different mood, a different tone, a different feeling, but it's still Beck at its core, and that's what Billy has just done. But it's nothing to do with his body, and it's everything to do with his art.
Yeah, exactly.
And he can still be Kanye reinvents but did go blonde. Yeah, that's true. That's interesting too. Like, I wonder, like, what is the gradient of how much you have to change your body to prove that you are doing something different? And I feel like the pressure on women in pop culture is so much more about changing their body as a facet of changing their artistic expression.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like the body, it's like you have to embody the art form rather than have the art form be a separate component of your self-expression. Like, you are, I don't know how intertwined it is, but yeah, exactly. Counter argument, Bowie. I don't know.
I have
Maybe-
a hot take forming about counter argument Bowie, but I can't. I'm trying to talk to Artemis here.
All at the same time. Yeah. Well, when it comes up, like, let's hear it, because I don't know.
Oh, hi! Thanks for the follow. Oh, by the way, as long as we're talking about follow, we have a new sub goal this month. We're gonna have we're gonna have a food waste night. It's like we did with show and tell, but for traditional foods that mean a lot to us.
Yeah. Tuck some
that is-
recipes. We'll drop some recipes in the chat for
That
everybody.
is not
to,
me speed eating a
use.
hot dog. Speed eating a hot dog is 100 subs. But
That's a lot. Yeah,
That's a lot.
speeding a hot dog on camera is much higher. And there can also be a gradient for the type of hot dog it is. Do you think you could speed eat a glizzy?
who, me?
Yeah.
I've done it before.
It's just, I know that the okay, I'm getting off topic. I know the hot dogs that people speed eat is not the same as like getting off the dog at like a nice, like, quality dog.
We're getting off topic, but yes, that
Yep.
depends. Anyway, when we hit that many subscribers, it's food waste time.
Yes. Yeah, okay, so, but also having fun. You're talking about the different style-centered changes. That's true, and, I mean, Lady Gaga's the same way. I think maybe it's like a gradient of queerness. or something. Maybe he didn't have to be considered like reinventing himself, but I don't know, maybe there's just more pressure for women to do it. Again, this is a hot take that I haven't thought that much about. My first
Freshly formed hot takes from the Folkwise Factory.
Yeah, my like first impression is like, this is cool, but did it need to be this way? I feel bad that Billie's under so much pressure for being as young as she is to even consider reinventing herself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I do definitely feel like a lot of the focus ends up being on the aesthetic look, especially with female pop stars. I will say I think it definitely feeds into some sort of control aspect, because I'm sure there's somewhat of a studio pressure for the aesthetic to match the album. I mean, I also see this a lot with like K-pop groups will definitely have style changes in relation to like the themes of their albums and like eras and stuff like that. So, but that's also very much commercialized, and I mean, even the boy bands have a bit more of a gaze on the.
Thank the gods.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's as hot as I can make it without it becoming like a real opinion. So, Shirley, do you have any hot takes?
Oh goodness, I don't know if this is for sure a hot take.
Hello, Shirley.
I don't know if this would. Hello.
Hello.
I don't know if this counts as a hot take per se, because this is something I've thought for a while. But actually, Star Trek V is a good movie.
Star Trek V is a good movie.
Okay, cool. Maybe I'm just with the right people.
Look, it's not 4 or 6.
Like...
It's not. Star Trek 4 is maybe my favorite. But go off about Star Trek 5. Go off about Star Trek 5.
Explain to a person, me, who hasn't seen it, why Star Trek 5 is a good movie.
All right. So I feel bad that Jim isn't here, because we went off in the chat about Star Trek V, recently. So there's 6 Star Trek movies from TOS, the original series. So it's Kirk, Spock, and the gang. So there's the first movie that has V'ger, and then the second movie is Wrath of Khan.
Yes.
The third is Search for Spock, which basically deals with repercussions of Wrath of Khan. The fourth movie is the one with the whales.
The fourth movie's so good.
The fourth movie is like objectively like a good Star Trek movie, but like the fifth one is a good Star Trek movie also, but it is also generally accepted by the Trek community to be bad. And like structure-wise, yes, but also like it touches on so many interesting concepts, and I love it. And then 6 is the one with the Klingons. But the fifth one, which is literally whenever someone was like, "What's your top 5 favorite movies?" Like that is this kind of there. That's just sort of the first one out of my mouth. In general, and oh, dude. Okay, sorry, I was looking at chat real quick.
Chat wants to know what you're
Trek.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, yeah, I was producing firm hot takes. I do have thoughts, but we're talking about Star Trek right now, because we already did Star Wars. Star Wars Day.
We deserve some Treks on top of our wars.
The Trek version. So Star Wars 5, the basic premise is there is this weird religious dude who has basically kidnapped a religious group who has kidnapped a bunch of officials, and so the Enterprise is on the case. And then through a series of events, it turns out the officials have also been brainwashed into the cult, basically, and then also, surprise, the leader of the cult is Spock's brother, because Spock doesn't share anything about his life with his friend. Like, he's been married for years and still hasn't told anyone about his brother. It's fine. And so then it's sort of about that, and it's about like religion and faith and like the betrayal of faith, because like Cybok's whole thing is about trying to hit the Enterprise in order to reach the center of the galaxy in order to find God. And then it turns out God is spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. God turns out to be some just sort of like large, powerful, like space being, not necessarily the omnipotent God that one assumes, and is sort of like tricked Cyborg into thinking he was God to lure him there so that he could escape and like presumably wreak havoc upon the galaxy. And so then it was just, and it's sad, and but it's also good, and it's like, I mean, there's not a lot of religion talk in sci-fi, except for usually along the lens of it being sort of backwards thinking, and like there's this general idea that, you know, the more that technology advances, the less like superstition beliefs are prominent, which, as belief scholars might know, isn't necessarily always the case.
Yeah.
So you know,
you just get beliefs about technology.
Yeah. But yeah, but also like vague superstitious stuff doesn't go away as much as that's part of why, in a sense, folklore is founded. Like, oh, you know, modern culture is going to overtake all these older beliefs. We need to catalog all these old wives' tales before science takes them over.
Boy, were they wrong.
But really, yeah, and so like I always find it fascinating when sci-fi especially talks about religion or deals with religious aspects, and like I may not agree with like all of the takes that Star Trek V goes with. The fact that they opened it up to some things is really interesting, and like this idea of, you know, faith being taken advantage of, and this idea of ostracization from a community leading you down the wrong path. Because like part of Cyborg's thing is he was banished from Vulcan because he didn't want to be, you know, he didn't want to follow the teachings of. Oh wow, I'm a bad Star Trek fan. He didn't want to teach the logic only teachings. So he was just sort of like, but emotions are good. And so then he was kind of like banished, and then on his banishment journey, he also kind of stumbled into, kind of accidentally became a cult leader. He's very hugs, not drugs, and like.
Hey, Shirley, can I interrupt you for a second? Only because something is happening that I've been trying to get to happen for like fucking weeks.
Oh, no problem at all.
Shirley, Daisy.
Yes.
Okay.
What?
Meet my girl.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Meet
oh,
Eurydice.
shit. Oh!
No further debt to be paid. Oh my god.
Wow.
I think I'm out of. I gave my nectar to what's her face, Artemis, who's like my second favorite goddess. But I don't think I didn't have anything to give to her, and I love her acorn that she gives to. It's fine. It's fine. I'll see her again. She's so cool. This is my favorite character design.
Wow, it's
She's really excellent.
It's you, Daisy.
I do.
Oh, I love it.
Plant.
Plant.
I love the take on Eurydice.
It's so good. Let's do this one.
You bet.
Bye, Eurydice. Okay, hey, I just needed to say that Eurydice was happening.
That's a good break, you know.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, continue to trek.
okay, Star Trek and Across the Universe. So yeah.
As long as you don't
I just
start
had an
trekking to
interesting-
darkness.
That is true. Star Trek That's another hot take. Star Trek Into Darkness would have been a lot better if instead of adapting Wrath of Khan, they adapted the first episode of TOS, actually.
Oh.
That would have been incredibly better, and then they could have used the song Silverized by the Neighborhood as like their ending. It would have been great. Anyway, I haven't thought about this at all, have I?
I didn't know you had so many Trek takes. This is really cool.
I have so many Trek takes. But yeah, so Star Trek V is good. Cyborg is a good character. Y'all are just cowards. And I think it's so hard. I understand why it's hard to talk about like religion and faith in a broader like pop cultural context, like Star Trek. But like also Star Trek is that show that broke a lot of those boundaries. But it's also like, and I'm not saying they did it well, and a lot of the stuff that I grabbed onto, they don't necessarily like bring up explicitly. Like there's this one, like this line that Kirk does, like, you know, maybe God is found in the human heart, and like on one hand, yes, but also like it always rubbed me the wrong way for like the weirdest reason of like you're in space and there's like non-humans there, so like it'd be just sort of like a person who is sapient hearts, but like I see what you're going for there to your human audience, understandably.
Nope.
So that
Nope,
threw
the
me off
game,
in
not
an
you. You're fine.
in-universe. Yeah. Oh, it threw me off in an in-universe way, but like in a thesis way, it idea like faith is you should. Religion, like most tradition, should serve followers rather than the people who decided to be in control of it, and like you find comfort in faith how you will and stuff like that. And just sort of like the nature of faith and just the idea of faith existing in like that sort of far future, because also like with the mix of cultures, like I mean, definitely their take on it in the movie was definitely Christian focused.
We're getting a Zeus Artemis. We're getting a Zeus Artemis tag team here.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah! Speaking of gods.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, literally, like, look. I mean, yeah, like Greek mythology has been taken. It's been sort of absorbed into pop culture, especially in the West. And like, there are Hellenistic pagans out there, but it's definitely not practiced.
It's more of like Here's, I guess, my first hot take. That's more of a white supremacy thing. Of just
it can be.
I think it was when they first started enfolding that into school curriculum.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Anyway, but keep going. That's off topic.
Do that, yeah. So yeah, just this idea of faith and like finding your people also is a certain element of it. To me at least, I thought about Cyborg for so long that I sometimes have to remind myself what I've made up in my head and what actually happened in the movie and stuff.
Love it.
I will be honest. So if I say something wrong, I apologize. Yes, Yummy Bubbles, we really do.
Hey, Yummy Bubbles, thanks for the follow. Didn't shout that out earlier, but thanks for the follow.
Yeah. So, yeah. So like this, what a lot of people remember from Star Trek V is the fact that it opens with the camping scene, which is just a fun scene in general, but it's also like kind of showing the bond these people have made and like found family-esque, and then just kind of going off and it's so a lot of the Cybok's teachings in a sense is there's this his line is like I see you have a lot of pain, share it with me, and we'll both grow stronger, which like is really like how you would do it, like you share your pain with others, and like religion can be a vehicle for that, like this idea of finding faith, like the idea of putting it on God, the idea with Catholic confession. Well, Catholic confession gets a little bit guilty, but as a concept, there's this idea of sort of like of unloading it, of sharing it, of connecting. And it just kind of, it ends up like, so there's like a genuine help aspect to it. One of the scenes, Cyborg is doing his whole share your pain with me thing on the trio, or with the trio. And like at first so McCoy's up first and they go through this whole thing about when his dad dies. And like basically he took him off life support. And then like a couple weeks later, the cure for his disease was found. And so, and like, especially McCoy as a doctor, just struggling like with that guilt, and that sort of like you never really know if it's the right choice. And basically, so it's sort of Vulcan telepathic mind meld, but like we're also seeing it and like interacting with the seed in a sense. So there's this very intense and touching back and forth with like McCoy and Cybok and the others watching. And then like at the end, like you can definitely tell like some sort of weight has been lifted from Bones, and he kind of is more on that side, which is and so then Cybok goes with Spock, and like knowing Spock as his brother knows a lot more of what could be going on with him, and sort of like brings up conceptually the fact that he struggles with being half Vulcan. But then Spock later is sort of like, well, actually, I've already dealt with that. Like, you know, it's been years, by the way. I've actually come to terms with that at this point in my life. And, like, he really has, like, looking at it through the show and through the other movies, he has definitely, you know, combined that a lot more than necessarily when Cybok last saw him. And so then, like, Kirk sort of laughed, but Kirk, like, refuses. And his whole thing is, like, I need medication. Like, I don't necessarily want to, like, get rid of it. And so, because, like, there's this element of it where it's sort of like, oh, and then you just don't feel bad anymore. And, like, in a way, it kind of beautifully shows, like, the spectrum of interaction with, like, faith groups and religion, because there's, like, sort of that genuine connection and, like, finding a sense of peace with your past through, like, someone else or, like, a higher power or what have you. And then there's also the sense of, you know, sometimes groups will try to, like, leverage your past against you, even if you are in, like, a different place. And then there's also this idea of you don't want to necessarily be too ignorant or, like, too happy. You don't want to be, like, brainwashed mindlessness. Also, like, you don't want to get too deep into it. And that is kind of what was ending up happening, like, the mind meld therapy sessions going on. I'm not entirely sure if that was on purpose or not. Like, you know, a little tin hatty. I don't think Cybok was purposely brainwashing his followers. I just think he got a little bit too influenced by stuff and maybe had a little bit too much juice in the cannon. But that's a hot take. That's a personal take. You know, so it's just very interesting, like, watching that kind of unfold and sort of that aspect. And then so, like, later on, you know, like, Cybok is, like, an antagonist, but he's definitely not, like, a bad guy. But it's also easier for him to be labeled as a bad guy because of this sort of religious association, I feel. Like, people do sort of, like, count him as a bad guy, or they don't even think about him at all. He's, I mean, like, not, like, a bad guy like Khan's a bad guy, but there's definitely, like, on a different level of thing.
It sounds like you have the same. You have a very similar relationship to Star Trek V that I do with Fire Emblem 10 of all things.
Quite possibly.
That's a comparison
so,
I did
like,
not think I'd hear in a long time.
I would love to learn more about this because I'm very excited.
I
do want to
PowerPoint
say
ready.
that Cybok also, when it comes out, like, when they reach the planet where, like, God is, and it's sort of like we're going down, and, like, you know, at first Cybok's, like, very excited. And it's sort of like also, you know, like, you know, Kirk has a line like, you know, what does God need with a starship? Like, this idea of, like, if you
What's
really
God
are this, like, you know, omnipotent, omnipresent deity, then, like, why do you need this? And, like, which is also a very Christian take on, you know, deities and religion and stuff like that, because there are plenty of, you know, other pantheons that do need a little bit more intervention. But anyway,
They do be needing a starship, though.
So then, but, like, Cybok is, like, genuinely betrayed by this, and then, like, has this excellent, you know, self-sacrifice thing, which also makes me sad because, you know, that's it. That's all it's sad. Like, you know, we meet him and lose him in the same episode, Wolf movie. But it also does feel very. I have to give a shout out to John in the Folkwise group for mentioning that it's sort of like the most Star Trek movie in a sense, really, and, like, I do agree with that. I enjoy it, and, you know, I think Cybok is just an interesting, fascinating character, and, like, a lot of that does lead more into the conjecture part of things, and you know, if you do the timeline math and figure out, you know, the influences he was raised with and read, like, all the backstory stuff about him, like, he's such a fascinating character. And, you know, I also just think it's kind of relegated to, like, the bad Star Trek movie. And, I mean, like, coming after the Whales one is hard, I will say, and then followed by Undiscovered Country, which is also considered one of the best
Shakespeare
Star Trek
one?
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, you know, the general consensus of, like, odd-numbered Star Trek movies are bad and even-numbered ones are good. But, like, also the odd-numbered ones are pretty good, too, I will say.
Have you ever heard Fast and the Furious described as the opposite of Star Trek? Because
all the odd ones are good.
All the odd ones are good. Yeah, and the even ones are bad.
That sounds excellent.
Very excited for Fast
I'll
9
accept
is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I have a hot take. My
Yeah?
hot take is that Flexitron93 and Yummy Bubbles in the chat have bad takes. There, I said it.
Are they talking shit about thylacines? Are they talking shit about thylacines?
thylacines. I'm so mad. Hot take. You guys have bad takes. Okay, Shirley, continue.
I mean, I guess ultimately, at the end of the day, my hot take is Cybok is good, actually, and also Paramount should hire me to write the AOS adaptation of Star Trek V. Basically.
Yeah, I think, like, when you first said, like, Star Trek V is good, I went, like, Star Trek V is good, and then I, like, paused and went, like, okay, it's not Star Trek 4 or 6. And I think it's unfortunate that, like, they really hit their prime, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I mean, story structure-wise, there's definitely some off stuff. There's some interesting acting choices. Like, structure-wise, it could definitely be fixed. And, like, the scope of the ideas they're bringing up are difficult to fit. In a sense, like, you almost kind of have to narrow the scope. But I think it's also really good, actually. Yeah. I think that's my best thing. Like, Star Trek further on down the line, kind of, like, the Majorans are sort of, like, the, not trademark per se, but, like, you know, the highlighted space religious group.
Yeah.
That goes a bit more in depth with DS9, where one of my favorite Star Trek series is. So I'm on that fence for y'all who are curious. And that's interesting. And then, you know, I just find it, in general, I find it interesting how sci-fi shows deal with religion.
Have you ever seen Carnival?
I have not.
I think you need to watch Carnival. It's who's the TNG guy who did Battlestar? Ronald D. Moore.
Okay.
It's
I haven't seen Battlestar either.
Oh, actually, no, that's the answer. You gotta watch Battlestar. That is a sci-fi show about religion.
Oh, well then, why haven't I seen this?
Made by one of the TNG writers who's LDS. So it's very much like, what's his name? What if Brigham Young, but in space?
That actually does sound fascinating.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Farscape had some, like, religious elements sometimes, like, more like, you know, paganistic religious stuff, generally, depending on what planet they were on and stuff.
Yeah,
and
sure.
And then, most recently, the Orville. I was watching the Orville recently, and they have some fun, like, their main bad guys are apparently, like, religious fundamentalist war culture, but instead of being like religion so backwards, it was more like, hey, we have to find their holy text to see if we can find an inroad so they don't want to kill us anymore. And not just, you know, well, they're just dumb because they're, you know, bad.
Yeah.
Which I don't know, which is an interesting take for me. I was surprised to see that, honestly. I tend to see the other way. And also, it's very interesting. The Orville's also interesting because it seems like it was a Star Trek spec script that got rejected, and then Seth MacFarlane was just like, I'll just make this anyway. And, like, in a good way, but also sometimes in a distractingly way. But I also find it a pretty solid show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ladders are 2020. Ladders are February or March 2021. Come on, Yummy Bubbles.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple months late. Hey, maybe that just means you have to sub at tier 2 so you can get a thylacine. Oh, you don't want a thylacine. Tier 3's a horse. Take out your wallet, Yummy Bubbles. I dare ya. Take out your wallet and get the horse emote. I dare ya.
I freaking dare you.
If thylacines really are funny looking, then like you should definitely subscribe at tier 3 to get Ascension.
Yeah, to get Ascension. If you don't like ladders or thylacine, you need to become a tier 3 sub. Okay.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Yes. Put your money where your beans are.
Daisy, why are you cyberbullying our chat?
I might know them. It's okay.
I don't. It's more
Flexitron
fun.
and I are all friends. It's fine. We're trolling each other.
Mandolin,
I'm cyberbullying the
I
chat.
just saw the call an ambulance, but not for me. And the
Call an ambulance. Call an ambulance,
right.
but not for
My
me.
favorite, but not for me.
Oh, let's go, Artemis. Okay.
I mean, maybe Bubbles there's already thylacines there.
Bubbles, call out to Flexitron. He obviously cares about you more.
Thank you, mate.
No.
Oh,
God.
this is for Deathlords, because
Oh, man.
Deathlords loves talking to Charon.
Oh, hell yeah, look at Charon. So cool.
I can't help. I can't. You're the one who talked shit about thylacines in front of Daisy. That's like
Yeah,
that's throwing a
excuse
stake
you.
at a lion. Okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
please,
no good.
please.
No good.
Please. Dom,
All right,
do
hey,
you have a
that's
hot
like,
take?
do I have a hot take? Right
Oh,
before I'm
look
gonna
at-
fight the
look!
Minotaur?
Oh, yes. Okay, or fight the Minotaur while we develop more hot takes.
Shirley, you can talk about Perry the Platypus, right?
Oh, we gotta have a back and forth about this. Can I have a hot take?
I'm
I
sure I
saw
could
this
tell-
somewhere else. It's not mine.
Okay, what's your hot take?
My hot take is that Doofenshmirtz is a Hufflepuff. Explain.
Oh, accurate. I don't know. He's genuinely caring about the people in his life.
Is
like
he
the
the
only
bad guy of that show? Is he the villain?
He's the villain.
the
He's like the only villain that's a Hufflepuff I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I mean, like it's a hot take, but also if you think about it for 2 seconds, like you know what, actually, but yeah, you know, he's a Hufflepuff. He's like genuinely caring, especially about the people in his life. Like the amount of food-based schemes he's had, if you want to be stereotypical about it. I think he had a bad encounter with a wombat, not a badger. But you know, he's also like protective, you know, which is a very badgery thing. I don't know enough about Hufflepuffs to really do this fully, but Dr. Doofenshmirtz is one of the best characters. I don't know.
I feel like
So, in case-
Hufflepuffs are like if Uwu had a house.
Basically, yeah. It's kind
Hufflepuffs
of
are like
but also
a house.
Yeah, they're like the Uwu house, right?
I guess that's true. Yeah.
there's an element of caring to it. It's sort of like Hufflepuff is the mob friend.
Yes.
And you know, I could definitely see that. For Dr. Doof, he's pretty chill. He's, you know,
Minotaurs are dude bros, but like then what is Perseus or Theseus?
Got you, Asterius.
Theseus is something else.
Who's the Chad?
Theseus,
Theseus
is a
is Chad.
fuckboy.
Wait, what's the difference between a dude bro and a Chad?
I think you could technically dude bro is wide enough where you can have a beta dude bro,
Okay.
but all Chads are out.
But all Chads are alphas.
All Chads are alphas.
Man, Is Caitlyn in the chat? No, I don't think Caitlin's in the chat. Right
Caitlyn
now.
had to
Okay.
go. Caitlyn had to go.
Okay. That's
Wait,
fine.
no, I don't think all Chads are toxic. I think there are some non-toxic Chads.
Chad is typically an outside term. It's an edict term.
Yeah.
You call someone else a Chad. A Chad doesn't usually call themselves a Chad. Sometimes they do, but
Because you know the
And
story
usually-
about when I met our good friend Brian E. And the thought that went through my head was, who is Chad Jamie Lannister? I need to talk to him. And I
oh
think
my God,
Brian E is a Chad, but he's Brian E is his
yeah.
puns are toxic, but
Yeah, no, he's a good man.
yeah.
That's so funny.
I don't.
I
Yeah.
He
feel
was
like a dude bro
cosplaying.
is
He was
more
for
accurate.
people who don't know, he was cosplaying. That's why he was Chad Jamie Lannister.
Yeah,
I didn't explain that.
I thought it was like.
Yeah, everyone was like, "Wait, where are you? Where do you go in which you meet Chad Jamie Lannisters?"
I thought that was like his at or something.
Chad Jamie Lannister.
I didn't even. That is hilarious. I don't
Flex-
know.
Oh my God, Flexitron's
feel-
already been banned. It was a whole thing. What do I want?
I was gonna
Oh,
say
I
I banned Flexitron for 10 seconds.
once.
Do you want to repeat this? I'll ban you for 10 seconds.
God, I don't know if this counts as a hot take, but for those of you who don't know, Perry the Platypus was actually confirmed ace, and like, we been new, but awesome.
Wait, confirmed? Was there
Like-
a
like,
romantic? Was there a romantic
Damn
part
it.
for Perry the Platypus?
I'm sorry, you didn't see the Time Machine double episode?
Oh, I just want to point out. I want to
get it.
point out what having fun said. Where, wait, Daisy, while I'm punching, can you read what having fun said?
Yes, having fun said, dude bro is like family, and Chads are like a genus,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
I understand that.
And then I think
Yeah.
like
I get that.
toxic and toxic and like wholesome are like the species.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
they're like subspecies.
Yeah, because nothing is more powerful. It's like the
'cause,
meme of like the
okay.
weightlifters helping the skinny kid on the internet. Like that's like the
'Cause, like-
non-toxic Chad.
And like a himbo is like a dude bro, right? Or a non-toxic Chad.
Oh wow, himbo's I think another family.
Himbo might be.
What's everything I know
Yeah.
about himbos? They're dumb, they're big, they're handsome. Lesbians feel safe around them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they protect, and they don't know what's going on.
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely.
Bubbles, I will
Bubbles.
ban you. So, do you need me to ban you
Bubbles,
for
you
10
just got here and you
seconds?
haven't even subbed to tier 3 yet.
Yeah, you haven't even subbed to tier 3 yet.
Like you are
just got
destined
here.
to do, damn it.
I will permanently
Come
ban
on.
you if you don't sub to level 3, like this stream.
That's
Okay.
unfair.
I know. Bubbles, do it. Oh man.
I feel like himbo might be a subspecies of the dude bro, but like an offshoot of the wholesome dude bro. 'Cause I think there
Well,
are
maybe
toxic
like
dude bros.
himbo is to bimbo, like chimp is to bonobo.
Oh shit.
Possibly.
Oh, wait,
Is it
I don't know
is it
enough about
bonobo
it.
or bonobo?
I have always said bonobo.
Okay.
But I think it's fun to say bonobo. Wait, how did you say it?
Bonobo.
Bonobo. Okay.
Bonobo.
Yummy Bubbles, you're not helping in a text format. Maybe I want to say
Thank you,
bonobo. I want to say
Molly.
bonobo. I want to say
Wow.
bonobo because I can be like, hello, I am bonobo. Edge, put El Salvador in your guitar.
I think
Ooh,
Yummy Bubbles woke up and chose violence.
Oh,
Well,
some people
yeah,
do that.
That's what he does every day. Okay, Lulomi and Having Fun are the only people who have tried to support me in the against the anti-thylacine squad, which I guess is happening.
Do you not remember when we went to
We
a
had an
concert
episode, people.
in how do you say it? Launceston?
Yes, Launceston.
We went to a concert in Launceston and got shot, and then Petra turned into a thylacine while we were at the hospital, and Grandma died. We went through
It
so
happened
much.
really fast.
It
That we went through a
pretty
lot
fast.
of pain together. Okay.
Himbos could be non-normative mask, but dude bro is generally normative. That is true. Yes, that is a great underrated point. Having fun. Yeah, pronounced like Bono of U2 was what I was trying to do with my bad Bono impression. Look, it's not my Joe Biden impression, my best impression.
For a boon.
Your lightning makes them jolted. That could be fun. Attacks you, chain lightning.
Thank you, Having Fun. No Thyla hate. Only Thigh love. I just
Only
made
Thigh
that up.
love.
I love.
I mean, there's bimbos, there's himbos, and then there's thembos.
And there's bimboys.
So you know.
Yes, Bimboys are also very good.
Use my Joe Biden impression to flirt with Zagreus. Okay. I think if Joe Biden was flirting with Zagreus, he would say, hey, alright, mouth in the right position, down here. Oh, hey, Mac, you know, I'm looking at the size of your pectorals and abdominals, and, the ones on the side, you know what those are. I shouldn't. Anyway, doesn't look like you've had ice cream in nigh on 5 years, not since, my good friend, Barack Obama, that is, was president, but if you want to go get ice cream with me, we can go down to, we go on Chincoteague Island, hell, anywhere on the Delmarva Peninsula, we can go get Island Creamery. You ever had gelato? Alright.
As a person who cosplayed Zagreus, I feel like I can speak to his true intentions. I was not swooned by that impression.
Oh my god, okay.
I mean, like, how could you really be swooned by a guy who buried a dog under the stairs?
What?
What?
Have you guys
What
not
are you
seen that?
talking
Did Joe
about?
Biden bury a dog?
Theseus.
Under stairs? Is that what you just said?
Like Harry Potter?
Joe Biden buried a dog under the stairs?
Okay, Slash J, he didn't really. There was a thing, I guess, I didn't realize until just now, it's probably mostly on Tumblr.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Someone had like reversed a GIF of them like unburying a dog from like underneath this like stone or brick section, and like reversed. They were sort of like Joe Biden did this during one of his campaigns.
Okay, I get it. I was gonna say, is this like? Because I remember urban legend, like racist urban legends about Obama and dogs, and I didn't know if Joe Biden was already there. I'm just gonna let my lone fame shock the boys. All right, there you are.
I figured you guys had heard of it. I'm so sorry.
No, you are way more on Tumblr than anyone else on Folkwise, Cheryl.
Yeah, no, literally, you are. I used to be, but I've abandoned it for better prospects.
I thought it was also on Twitter.
Twitter ain't seen this shit. Are you kidding me?
I have not seen this. I said I heard himbos and bimboys, and I came running.
Hell yeah. Okay,
Hell yeah.
So what's the name of that the himbo girl on TikTok, or the bimbo girl on TikTok?
Kelsey or Chelsea?
Oh, yeah.
It was Chrissy. No, her name is Chrissy something. I will look it up.
She's the best. I love her. And also, isn't like there's the other guy who is also there's the guy who's a himbo with the pink hair, or a guy who's a bimbo. I love.
Yes. Okay.
Maybe they're non-binary.
They're a team. It's a team.
Yeah, they're a team. Are they siblings,
Thembo.
or are they just like one of those people who look like they look similar?
I think that they're just like they found each other and are friends and the best.
That's beautiful.
Ugh. Why you gotta Dionysus on the side?
Chrissy Chalpecca.
Oh yes, Chrissy.
The Brothers Grimbo.
I'm gonna post a video in the chat.
Oh yeah, Daisy, are you gonna play Resident Evil 8 Village and get stepped on by Vampire Mommy?
I don't know what else you would possibly imagine that I would do. Of course.
More Petra in the Thylacine trying to meet Granny.
Okay, I really want to meet Granny. I need to know what wisdom
What
Granny.
the fuck happens? Yeah.
Because we got shot like every single time inexplicably. Or one time we fell and broke all our body.
Broke all our body?
We broke all our body.
We
Right?
broke-
Didn't we fall? And
Whole
we,
body
like,
break.
Body broke. And and then one time we got really dehydrated. We walked for too long.
Dionysus,
Gotta be hydrated.
stop helping.
I have another hot take, I think.
I have a hot take when I'm not dying.
Oh my gosh, yes, Granny.
Fair.
Okay, also everybody should follow Granny.
Granny's great.
Granny is fun.
Follow Granny on Twitch. Granny's awesome.
Granny, okay, I guess my hot take about
emotes.
Granny is that, like, Granny is, like, everyone is doing, like, remember to drink water culture wrong and disingenuously, except for Granny. I will not explain that anymore at this time, thank you.
It's a hot take. Thank you very much. That was a good hot take.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I can
I
actually
think so.
beat Theseus on stream? Yes! Yes! Eat shit,
Oh,
himbo!
yes! Oh my god! Freaking finally! Holy shit!
Finally!
I can't seem to open it.
Oh shit! The queen of hot takes has arrived in the chat. Woo! Kerrabecca.
Whoa!
Yeah, you
Here's
got
my
There you
video.
are, Carrie!
Let's go.
I've been invited to give hot takes.
No, first of all, I think hot takes might have been your idea. I'm sure it was your idea.
I just like
I'm pretty sure.
No, I'm pretty sure for context, Carrie just wanted us to make a video that was just entirely our hot takes, and
Yeah.
I did, yeah.
and my ass wanted to stay away from that because, as you saw earlier, I don't want to contextualize any of my hot takes. That's way too much work.
Yeah, and then when you start talking about
Fair.
him for too long, it like becomes an essay, and it's like, well, that's not a hot take. That's like a slow churning, simmering stew.
That's a
of
cold
take.
brew take. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cold brew
That's,
take.
Yeah.
You know, once a footnote shows up, then yeah.
Wow,
Thanks,
Flexitron's trolling you now.
Oh, hey,
Jesus.
Daisy! Look who's guarding the
Oh,
entrance to hell. Our great big boy. Dan Peretti, a couple times ago was like, shouldn't Cerberus be guarding the gates to hell? We're finally at the gates to hell, and there's Cerberus.
We're finally here.
And he will let us pass, and we can find him
a bone.
No, it's like a satyr's scrotum. I don't know what it is. We for people who play Hades, what is a satyr sack that I bring him?
What is this?
I mean, look, it probably is what you think it is.
It probably is what I think it is.
Okay.
Hey, buddy.
It's from the Minotaur.
And here's the fucking Charon's brick and mortar.
Oh.
And I have to go through I have to go through the labyrinth, finding the satyr sack for Cerberus, and then he will let me do real
Totally
American
normal
culture
stuff.
and beat the shit out of my dad.
Right, just regular stuff.
You know
yeah.
you know how it is.
You know.
Just the normal
All right, I'm gonna
Tuesday
do the
night.
hard one first because I'm probably just gonna die anyway. But oh god,
Wow.
yep, I'm poisoned right away. Caught me slipping. God, oh god, oh
All right,
god.
Kerrabecca. While Dom is being to death, what is
apparently
one?
Edgar Allan Poe's room.
Yes.
This is some pit and pendulum nonsense.
No, this is the labyrinth.
There was a pit
Yeah.
and there was a pendulum.
Well, not wrong.
Hot
No,
take.
two things required
Hot
for
take.
pits and pendulums.
This room is named incorrectly. Hot take.
This is clearly Poe's room. By the way, just fun fact, I used to work at Poe Middle School in Fairfax County for a while,
Cool.
and their most famous graduate, or former student, Mark Hamill.
No way.
Yeah.
Really? No way.
He lived in Northern Virginia for
Northern
a couple
Virginia.
years, way back in the day. Yeah.
It's
He
full
went to
of
Poe Middle
crawlers.
School. I had to explain to the students at one point why their mascot was a raven.
Oh, nevermore.
I can see
But I
that.
learned a lot about the flaws in the American school system that day. Anyway, hot takes. I'm happy to deliver any or all hot takes that you need.
If anybody wants Carrie or any of us to give a hot take, please post a subject in the chat. That we
80s
will do.
pop. 80s pop. Go.
80s pop. Go.
I also, wait, real quick, I want to go back to my favorite spy story.
Oh yes.
Okay, so everybody knows that Ian Fleming was a spy, right? Like,
Yes.
he worked for British Secret Service. That's how we started the Bond series. Okay, so somebody else worked for the spies, and that's
Christopher
Roald
Lee.
Dahl.
Oh, Roald Dahl. Yes.
Christopher Lee was over in a special section doing Nazi hunting, which is why he walked up to Peter Jackson at one point filming Lord of the Rings and just said, "That's not what it sounds like when you stab a man," and walked away.
That's not what it sound like. Yeah.
That's such Sauron energy.
Christopher Lee, 6'8", basso profundo. He's a non-toxic Chad.
No, he has a great metal album.
Oh, it's very good about Charlemagne.
Genuinely
It's
good
so
metal
good. That's a
album.
lot. That album's a lot of fun.
Someday we're just gonna do an entire deep dive into Christopher Lee and how legendarily cool the man was.
You keep saying. Well, maybe Jared
So
can do
Roald
that.
Dahl was also a spy.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Where's the fucking fountain? I'm dead.
So at one point, I am
It's fine.
fully convinced.
It's fine. I needed
Ian
more help
Fleming-
for that.
Oh.
Sorry. Keep going.
No. So I'm fully convinced at some point Ian Fleming and Roald Dahl sit down with each other and like, all right, tradesies. We're gonna do tradesies, right? You've got your nightmare candy factory. I've got my weird spy nonsense. What if we swapped? What comes out of that swap? And the answer is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which was written as a book by Ian Fleming and adapted as a screenplay by Roald Dahl. Thylacines, thyla. Anyway, 80s pop. Okay, so 80s pop. 80s pop is the peak of pop. There is no better pop. There never has been other pop that has been better. Like, it's just a fact. That is a fact of the world. 80s pop is the best. There is no better. But really, I didn't realize how good the Go-Go's were until recently. Like, truly one of the greatest bands of all time. Like, weird, crazy, female-centric punk pop. So good. Did not realize until there was a musical made about it. But amazing. Like, really, truly, the Go-Go's are the best. Happy to fight about that later. Game changer.
All right,
Game
I've
changer.
got
Out game.
two topic subjects from having fun. One is fast food restaurants. Hot takes. Go.
The only good thing at Wendy's is the frosty fries mixture. Okay? Like the whole square thing, we don't cut corners. I don't care. I don't care. I've never eaten a Wendy's burger in my life. I've eaten their spicy chicken sandwich. Don't care about the burgers. Do not care to. Am not in favor. But the frosty and fries is how you know there's a god in the universe. Because it's such an incredible, weird, malty chocolate salt mixture that just speaks to your soul in a way that is only understood at like 11:42 p.m. on a Wednesday night when your life is falling apart.
What about In-N-Out shake dippers? Shake fried dippers.
It's been a long time since I've been to an In-N-Out because it's
like
so
putting
West
the
Coast.
French fries in the. Oh, I guess that's true. I was just trying. Okay, what's the best milkshake at any fast food restaurants? Anybody have a hot take?
It's Arby's and it's the Jamocha shake. Fight me.
Damn, you heard it here, folks.
It's the Arby's Jamocha. The Arby's is weird.
Oh, sorry, I've been muted this whole time and I did not know.
Oh yeah, you've been muted the whole time. I thought you were just really intense about the game.
No, I don't know when I'm muted. It's Cookout.
Oh, okay.
Cookout is the best shake.
Cookout.
The important thing was you came back for the shake debate.
Yes.
Yes.
The most overrated shake is Shake Shack.
Yes.
True.
That is dumb.
Agreed.
Totally
You have
agreed.
staked your entire claim on Shake Shack and on shakes. No, inadequate.
They
Do
don't
not
even
care
have
for it
True.
one little bit.
What's up, dog? I hate this big boy.
No.
So I get my ass kicked by him every time I have to fight him.
Oh boy.
Just
Okay, I got
gems
another
in
genre.
space?
Yeah, it's the underworld. It's underground.
It's gems in space.
Gems in
All right, having fun says hot takes about grocery stores. Go.
All right, real talk. My favorite grocery store to ever be in is Tesco's in the UK, and a lot of it is
You
based.
go to blood and Tesco's, mate.
I've never
oh
been
my
to a
god.
Tesco.
I've been to Tesco's once. I've been to a Tesco.
Oh my god, okay, so this is the secret of traveling in the United Kingdom. The absolute secret is you go to Tesco's to eat.
Yes,
Because
yes,
they do
very
these
true, very
sandwich,
true, very true.
Sandwich crisps and a drink, and it is super cheap, and they're super good, and it's
All right,
perfectly
back on
filling
track.
meal. And then somebody's trying to convince like, oh, we're gonna go eat local. No, you go to Tesco. Eat local at a Tesco. It's gonna be amazing. And it's gonna be so much cheaper than everything else you will find. Just go to Tesco. Get yourself a sandwich. The sandwich is gonna be incredible. Their egg salad. Oh my god.
Fucking, they do a chip buddy, right?
Oh yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
Like just go to Tesco. Anyway, Tesco is top tier for me, but you know I can't get there all the time because I live in the United States.
We got that quarantine on.
God, I love it. It's so good. Lidl and Aldi down at the bottom when I'm in the UK.
Oh.
Sainsbury's in the middle.
Oh, my brother who grew up in Greece shops at Lidl because they have all the German brands he grew up with.
Yeah, which is good stuff.
I was gonna say, you know, Aldi's good in Germany.
Yeah, no, it's fine in Germany. It's weird here because we have a weird take on it and we don't know what to do with it because it doesn't fall into the usual American spectrum. On the other hand, like there are Safeways in the UK that I've been to, and that's a very weird experience too because they also exist here. Yeah, that's the thing. We used to. I say we like I was part of this, but like my parents would go to Safeway on Saturdays when they lived in Scotland. Like, that was the outing, was you went to Safeway on your way back from Dundee. This is all long before I was born, so I'm not part of the narrative. Anyway, in the States, for grocery store, like for my regulars, it's Giants. My usual, like, I need lunch, but I also might need an overpriced organic something. Whole Foods.
Oh, Whole Foods, bottom tier for me.
But have you ever been to
Food Lion is so weird. An H Mart?
Yes.
Yeah, I go every week.
Food Lion.
Okay, H Mart to me is like top tier.
Oh, there's definitely good
H Mart.
stores.
H Mart isn't a special tier by itself. Like that's a special class.
Have we had a
That's
Ghost
because
Scholar
it's
on
magical.
yet, people?
No, I think that would be a fun game to play with Libby, but we have other games to play.
Oh,
with.
yes.
Dr. Libby Tucker.
Daisy, am I going down to see Chaos again? Because we're trying to romance them.
Yes. they're my bae. Yeah, we gotta see chaos.
Let's see what's here. Yeah, let's go see chaos.
I didn't know you could romance chaos.
Oh, you can.
I was told I could stick my dick in chaos.
chaos.
That's a quote
Hell
from my
yeah.
friend Kane.
That's a quote.
Isn't that also like a quote from the internet?
Yeah, I mean, probably.
Like, really, are Chaos and Crazy twins? Are they like the girls you don't want to meet up with, or the people you don't want to meet up with too often at the bar?
I think one of the entities inside of chaos is crazy, and one of them is like delirium.
Hive mind.
Wait, does that fit within Sandman lore?
Yeah.
All things fall under
yeah,
Sandman
yeah.
lore.
It's Sandman.
Yes,
Well, yeah,
yes.
everything is Sandman lore. Let's be real.
There are so many legend people we could have on. Maybe we should try to get Dr. Jeannie Thomas.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Talk about ghosts and cemeteries.
Carrie, hot take about Bravo.
Yes.
Go.
Where is Death Loris for this? Oh my god.
Okay.
This is probably something Carrie and Death Lords have talked about off stream.
Wink, wink.
Okay,
See,
but-
Papa, if you're listening, now is the chance for your hot take as well.
Now is the fucking time. Yeah, just a clip
Now
of
is the
Lucy
time to
Liu and Kill
unload your
Bill.
essay.
If anyone else has anything, if any of you motherfuckers have anything else to fucking say, now is the fucking time.
Like, if you think about where
God,
Bravo
yes.
was in 1999, it's wild. Where it was just like weird programming and then inside the actor studio, and that was it.
Yes.
That was all we had. And then, like, Heidi Klum wandered out of the abyss and said, I'm going to have a fashion show. And somebody else wandered out of the abyss and said, what if we had 5 gay men teach straight men about hair gel? What if we did that
what
for
it was.
programming? And it'll be cool, because Will and Grace is popular, right? Like, this is all normal and weird.
How did
And
it happen?
from that, somehow we have this army of real housewives.
My senses.
Like, that's
Never made.
the
never made the
weirdest thing
connection.
in the world to me. That we just created an army of housewives. Actually, really, when we get into it, the army of housewives is because of the OC on Fox. If you really think about it.
Oh, is that why it's called
because-
The Real Housewives? Oh, I've
Starts
always
with
wondered
Orange
the,
County.
always
Started
wondered
with
about
Orange
the etymology. All right, we have to fight.
Somebody.
We have to fight this boss while cursed, and I'm very excited about how slow I'm going to be moving. At least everything I have to flex. All right, it's Meg again. All right, continue.
Anyway, what I really love about Bravo is it provides us with an opportunity to gossip about people, which I think is actually really important and makes us a better society. Is if we can focus all of our negative gossiping energy on people who ask for it.
This
It's
is
this
like totally like a lesser known like Vladimir Lenin pamphlet about like
Yeah.
gossiping and revolution.
Well, it's like, this is why this is the one thing that I actually like about the aristocracy and monarchy in certain countries, is it gives you people to gossip about. Because they're not really part of your life. And
wish
it's
they
not
would
like
pay
the story is
taxes.
ever going to get back to you. And it's not like you'll ever get in trouble. And it lets me focus, and it lets all of us focus more on positive energy with our actual real life relationships and people that we see every day. If I can just go home and be like, did you see? Did you see those people? Did you see the nonsense that went down on Southern Charm? I understand nothing about Southern culture except these people are crazy. And it's amazing because it lets you have all of that juicy, juicy gossip energy without hurting people around you.
Oh, damn.
And that's kind of really valuable because I want to talk about people. I want to gossip. I love those little stories. I love finding out things. I love being like, oh my god.
Thank you, my
And I
friends.
haven't gone to my high school reunions or anything, so I don't get the chance to do that. And like with Facebook,
I was
you
gonna
have
say,
a
do high
much-
school reunions still happen with like Instagram and shit?
I don't.
Are
Okay,
they?
my graduating
Are
class
they?
was about 700, so our version of a high school reunion is weird. We do. I sometimes will hang out with people I graduated with, but it is a much lower level
Bother asking how come all my
because
keepsakes
you
are
can't get 700
Yeah,
of
like,
us in a
that's
room.
a lot of people, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know all of them. How could I have ever? That being said, I do want to gossip. It's harder to do that in a decent way when there is, in fact, Facebook and Instagram, and I can see these posts and like, oh, you've got kids. Oh, you're divorced. Oh, you
moved.
And that
Closer to the surface.
one? When did this happen? I don't want to do the research. I just want someone to tell me. But I don't have to do that energy because I can then turn around and say,
This heat.
The Housewives of New Jersey.
Yes.
What is this?
Carrie, is there a
What
link
have you
between...
Who
done
are
today?
these people?
Carrie, is there a link between the real and Desperate Housewives? Vic Chat asks.
There's not. So if you okay, so going back, this is all very fuzzy in my head because it was a long time ago. But like Fox debuted the OC, which was going to convince us that a bunch of mid-20s were in high school and that Peter Gallagher's eyebrows were a decent human being. And that's the OC, which introduced us to this whole thing of like, oh my gosh, gated community, super wealthy, so much privilege. And then there was Desperate Housewives, which was trying to convince us that HOA drama was worthy of dramatizing. And then you
Two
mush
hot
them
takes about
together.
beloved television.
You mush Desperate Housewives Suburbia with extreme privilege of the OC, but now you find real people instead of making it up. And that's how you find Vicky, who is this emblem of like, HOA drama, causing problems, probably a little too much tequila, but also an enormous amount of privilege and wealth. And now put this show on the air about 2 years before the housing bubble crash of 2008.
Oof.
And establish
Didn't
all
even
these
think about that,
narratives
but
of
yeah.
wealth and privilege and giant homes, and then have the housing market crash. And have all of these people have made their money through real estate.
Oh my god, really?
A lot of them were really connected to the real estate market. Either they were realtors,
I hate that.
or they had just bought a new house and had this whole giant stupid mortgage and now put all of that on television. Because there is an episode of Real Housewives of OC where one of the housewives gets served with eviction papers, but she won't answer the door, so her teenage daughter receives the
Oh my
eviction
God.
notice. Yeah,
Talk about trauma.
and this is on television.
Hey, what's the difference on Bravo between trauma and drama? Because I feel like they have just
Ladders for the Bravo historiography.
Trauma is the children.
Moving right along.
The children who all grew up on Real Housewives. So, Death Forest, Caitlin brought this up recently, is the TikTok song that's so popular. Like,
Waking up in the morning, thinking about so many things.
I just wish that things would get
So,
better.
Gia, the one who sings it, Gia is the daughter of Teresa and Joe Giudice on Real Housewives of New Jersey. When we meet Gia, she is the most privileged, bratty, little, snotty 6-year-old, 7-year-old you've ever met. Like, you want to smack this girl. And a couple years later, she's singing that song. And very sincerely coming from this place of realizing, what we should be realizing is she is starting to really absorb and have a lot of trauma. Like, we're watching the development of PTSD in this child.
Oh, is that song about reality show PTSD?
That song is about her
like-
parents fighting
she's-
with her aunt and uncle.
Oh my
It's
god.
like an intervention, and
breaks
she's
down in
like
the middle
sings
of
to
it.
her parents. Yeah, and
Yeah.
she's like,
Oh
really
my god,
upset.
more
It's
Poseidon,
really bad.
jeez.
Now keep in mind, the show keeps going. After that moment on the show, a few years later, both of her parents go to prison. They
Thinking
go in
about
turns.
So many things.
Like, her mom goes to prison, her dad stays home with them, then they swap. Teresa gets out of prison, Joe goes to prison. Joe is under threat of deportment at all of this time because he is not a
Deportation?
U.S. citizen. Deportation, yeah.
Deportment is like how you carry yourself, right?
Well, he's also at risk of that.
Hey!
Heyo. Yeah, he is at risk of deportation because he's not a citizen. Which is this whole thing, and maybe they're going to divorce because if they've never figured out his citizenship and all of these things. She's growing up this whole time, and Gia is the oldest of, I think, 4 girls.
My chaos bones.
So she's also got her little sisters who are trying to grow up with her. And that's what you're watching. That's trauma. Her parents are drama. They are feeding off of each other. They are generating drama.
Oh yeah,
Gia is trauma.
Actually, very astute way of answering that question.
Yes, that's very fair.
And
True.
like the OG child, like the best example of the Real Housewives children is Brianna from OC. She's Vicky's child.
Oh.
So Vicky is the
back,
OG
Ozo.
housewife.
And Dolores says, I have arrived at the most perfect
That
time.
was scary, Caitlin. That was scary how you did that.
Weird.
Were your ears burning?
Welcome, Caitlin. Okay, so Caitlin's gonna back me up on this. Brianna is the best of the housewives' children, yes? I'm just gonna confirm. I'm gonna assume she agrees with me. But Vicky just generates drama. For her entire cycle, this more than 10-year run that she has, all she does is cause problems. All she does is seek drama. All she wants to do is pretend she's still in her 20s and can drink tequila like she's in her 20s. There's an
God.
entire fake
That's a
cancer
mood.
arc that we're someday going to tell Dom about in its entirety
It's gonna
just to see him
break
react.
me. Is she the mom from The Room?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
But
Actually,
like Brianna,
yeah.
Thanks for
I
looking
think
at my
actually
chin, Ozone. I feel
100%.
noticed.
like Brianna watches her parents divorce. And it's like her and Vicky's her mom, Don's her stepdad. So they get a divorce. Brianna goes through her own cancer scare. She goes through she at some point just elopes. And we have this whole cycle of her, and she also gets absorbed into the housewives itself and is treated as the adult of these women. So here's a 20-something woman who is being used as the mom friend by a bunch of women who are 50 and older.
Oof.
Some of them are in their 40s or their 30s, but she's the responsible one. She probably has an enormous amount of unaddressed trauma. Actually, no, it's Brianna. She's probably in therapy. She's an adult. She knows what she's doing. But that's the difference between trauma and drama on Bravo. It's the adults are creating drama. That's what they're paid to do. That's what Andy asks them for. Their children are nothing but trauma.
Okay, how serious were you being about that's what Andy asked them for? Does Andy actually say more like the Q rating is good when you slap fight each other? More of that?
Yeah.
Andy's like a
probably.
puppet master.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think
I had
think
no
he does.
idea. Andy's like the Lord Varys of television.
Oh, actually,
Oh my
that's
god,
the
that's
most
actually a
accurate.
really good description.
That is the most accurate take. My mom loves. Oh,
Andy's a masterclass. There's a reason why people have joked about him moderating presidential debates.
he's definitely
wild.
Varys.
You should just watch him at a reunion sometime. He's so incredible. Because he doesn't... It's this veneer. It is very much this veneer of like, I am a respectable human being here to have a very pleasant talk with some nice ladies. And he's just sitting like, I'm ready to start a fight.
Nice lady.
It's incredible.
Andy's the biggest troll. I think.
He is. He's just so good at it. And he's like, we think about what he is. He was a producer. And
Did I do
then
that
at
with
some
one health
point-
left?
Hell yeah, I think you did.
Hold on,
Yeah.
my heart is still on fire. Oh my god. I have one health.
Crap. Wow.
Holy shit.
You have one health.
Thank you,
That's
Poseidon.
damn. I gotta say, with that, please watch the most recent Summer House reunion. Says Death Lorist. Yes.
Yes.
With that take, I think it's time for us to head to a break.
Sure.
For maybe 10 minutes. What do you think?
I need a beer or something, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I think very good.
I think
By the way,
so, too.
Labyrinth is the greatest movie of all time. I just want to say that.
That's
The
crazy.
final hot take.
Yeah, insane.
When you think about the creative team behind that movie,
You mean David Bowie's The Labyrinth, or you mean?
Yeah.
David Bowie's Labyrinth, as
Dance
designed,
magic,
Oh, I
dance.
agree. I love that.
directed by
so
Jim
much.
Henson, produced by George Lucas, original script by Terry
Roald
Jones
Dahl.
of the
Oh,
Pythons.
Terry J. Nice.
Terry J, who is a functioning medievalist, actually a good medieval scholar, has a
Yeah.
whole series in Okay, so it's Henson, Lucas, Jones, David Bowie, Brian Froud designing. What is her name? Beverly Crusher from Next Generation.
Oh yeah.
Beverly Crusher.
She's the
I don't know her
choreographer.
name. Oh, no way.
She's the choreographer behind the fire dance. The little fireys whose heads pop off.
That's a
She's
great-
the
oh, that's a
choreographer.
great
She's the
dance.
movement coordinator for that. She
That's
made
so
that
cool.
happen. It's also the first major use of CGI technology in a film.
I love that movie so much.
The opening
Magic
credits with the
dance,
owl is the
magic
first
dance,
major use of
magic
CGI.
dance, magic dance.
Anyway, you're welcome. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Quilts have had meaning on many levels. Making quilts helped me to get a sense of my own space, sense of finding my way, sense of really working my way out of the labyrinth.